What's going on, everybody? And welcome to another edition of Ben's Quick Picks. My name is Ben Cornett. How's everybody doing out there? And you're watching this on my YouTube channel at Ben Cornett 9015. And this is week 5 edition of the NFL with my random 5 picks for the week. Now, last week, my first bad week. Let me show you how I did last week in week 4. Yep, not the best week, but this week, let's see if I can redeem myself. So, with that being said, we're going to start our random 5 picks for the week. Let's do this. All right, here we go. The first game we're going to pick is the Monday night game between the Chiefs and Jaguars. Now, the Jaguars are off to a 3-1 start. Meanwhile, KC has won their last 2 games after their 0-2 start. Very interesting game. This is a Monday night game. Both teams riding momentum right now. Jaguars are at home. So far 3-1's impressive. Chiefs 2-2. I'm going to take experience in this game. The Chiefs have been on primetime TV a lot. Jaguars haven't. With that being said, I'm going to take the Chiefs over the Jaguars on Monday Night Football. Now, let's pick the second game of my random 5. This one is... we got the afternoon game, the Titans and Cardinals. Now, after the 2-0 start for Arizona, they've lost 2 straight. Tough loss to Seattle Thursday night last week. Meanwhile, Tennessee's 0-4. We know they're in rebuild mode. They got Cam Ward at quarterback, their number 1 overall pick. Now, the Cardinals are dealing with a lot of injuries. James Conner's out for the year, but also Trey Benson's going to miss some time with an ankle injury, so he's going on IR. So the running game's going to be very tough for the Cardinals there. So we're going to have to rely more on the passing game. Tennessee, meanwhile, just not enough talent. The coaching's very questionable as well. Despite the injuries for Arizona, I'm going to go with the Cardinals over the Titans. And now we pick the third game out of the 5. We're picking, the Houston Texans at the Baltimore Ravens. Now, this is a tough pick here because Lamar Jackson, we don't know if he's 100% yet at this time as I'm speaking right now. We don't know if he's going to be ready to play this week. He's got a hamstring issue. So if Jackson does not go, I do like Cooper Rush will be the starter for the Ravens. Meanwhile, the Texans finally got their first win over the Titans last week at home. This is interesting because with Lamar, the Ravens should win. Without him, it's going to be tough. However, I still like the Ravens at home, despite the injuries. And Houston, I just don't know. That offensive line is still a question mark. And even C.J. Stroud's a bit of a question mark. I know the Ravens have injuries, but Houston's win came against Tennessee. So there's not a lot you can take out of it or be confident about heading into week 5 at Baltimore. I'm going to roll the dice. I'm going to take the Ravens at home with or without Lamar Jackson. So now we're going to go to our 4th pick of the 5. Let's see. We got, another Thursday night game. Every week so far this year I've picked the Thursday night game. 49ers at Rams. Now, both teams, NFC West showdown. Rams won last week over the Colts. 49ers lost to the Jaguars. Now, they're saying that as we speak now, Brock Purdy's questionable for that game with a toe injury. He may have re-aggravated it. We don't know if he's going to play or not. It might be Mac Jones. I'm going to assume it's Mac Jones because it's a short week for the Niners. They got to travel even though it's in the same state. The Rams, meanwhile, big win over the Colts. Matthew Stafford's healthy. The offensive line's good. You got Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams. Niners do have a pretty solid defense. I'll give them that. But It's in LA, it's at the Rams. I think the Rams are the more healthier team and playing just a little bit better right now. So I'm going to take the Rams over the 49ers in this Thursday night matchup. And finally, my fifth and final pick of the random five. Let's go. Let's see what we got. We got the Detroit Lions at the Cincinnati Bengals, a late afternoon game. The Bengals just got whooped on Monday Night Football by Denver this past Monday night. Meanwhile, the Lions handled the Browns pretty easily. And the Browns, speaking of that, they're switching quarterbacks. They're going with Dylan Gabriel now over Joe Flacco. But anyway, this is about the Lions and Bengals. Detroit, after that loss to Green Bay opening week, they have been just roaring, no pun intended. And they're looking great. Cincinnati, after that 2-0 start, Joe Burrow gets hurt. They're going the opposite direction. So the trajectories for both teams are in different directions. And it's going to stay that way because Detroit's going to go to Cincinnati and they're going to win that game. Jared Goff's the better quarterback. We know that. Jake Browning, not so much. And they don't really have a defense. So give me the Lions over the Bengals Sunday afternoon. And those are my random 5 picks for week 5. I took the Cardinals over the Titans, Rams over the 49ers on Monday night, the Chiefs over the Jaguars, Baltimore over Texans with or without Lamar, and the Lions over the Bengals. So let's see how I do in week 5 this week. So best of luck to everybody if they're picking out there with their picks, and best of luck to your teams this week for week 5. Should be very interesting. And we'll be back here next week for another edition of Ben's Quick Picks. Take care, everybody.